The Chicago Bears return to Soldier Field to take on the New York Football Giants. Can they win another game at home? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this season. And the Bears are coming off a very exciting win, a nail-biter roller coaster of a game, which my heart is still recovering from that game because of everything that went down in that game. They won by a score of 47-42. Everybody was talking about this game last week on all the major networks, ESPN, Fox, all the sports shows were talking about this game, talking about how clutch Caleb Williams was, talking about how good of a job Ben Johnson has done with this team. So it's a really exciting time to be a Bears fan right now. Sitting at 5-3, the Bears are in the thick of the playoff race in the second half of the season, especially if they can keep on winning games like this one coming up against the New York Giants. If you can win this game, you really have a decent shot to put yourself in a position to make the playoffs down the stretch. Now, the NFC is so competitive, so it's still going to be difficult to make it in. We're going to have to win a ton of those divisional games. Those are probably going to be the separating factor that determines if we make the playoffs or not. But the fact that we're having a winning season so far, that we're even talking about the playoffs, is such a welcome change being a Bears fan, because usually at this stage, we're talking about our draft pick and all the games we are losing. But Ben Johnson is turning things around in the Windy City, and it's so exciting to watch as a Chicago Bears fan. Now, this game coming up against the Giants is pretty important. I think the Bears really have to go out here and win this game. They are definitely favorites, obviously, in this game, being at home against a 2-7 Giants team. And this is the last game we're playing against a team with a losing record for a while. Okay, after this, we got games against the Vikings, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers. So it's going to be a very difficult stretch of games to close out this season. The Bears have the third hardest strength of schedule for the second half of the season because of how tough the NFC North is, and we still have, teams like the Eagles to play. The Steelers, although they've been losing recently, they're still a pretty solid football team, and Aaron Rodgers coming back to Soldier Field, that's gonna be an interesting game for sure. But the Bears really have to go out here and take care of business being at home, okay, against a 2-7 inferior Giants team. If you look at their record, if you look at their roster, they got to take care of business. But they can't take this Giants team lightly, guys, because the Giants have been super competitive against some pretty good teams this year, even with all the injuries they have been facing as of late. But before I continue with the video, the holidays are right around the corner, and if you guys are looking for the perfect gift for somebody special in your life, give them some Mando whole body deodorant. Mando is actually the sponsor of today's video, and they sent me a bunch of product. They sent me the acidified body wash, the whole body deodorant, the cream as well. They also sent me the spray as well, which is not featured right now. It's in my bathroom, but I've been using that over the past year now, and I can tell you guys from my experience, it definitely works. It's super good smelling. It keeps you smelling good the entire day, no matter what you're doing. If you're working out, if you're out and about, if you're just sitting in the studio making videos, it keeps you smelling fresh and good the entire day. And Mando actually has clinically proven 72-hour odor control, so it actually keeps you smelling good for a couple days. It's safe for the whole body, for your pits, your packages, your feet. You can basically put this stuff wherever, and it's going to keep you smelling good the entire day. It stops odor before it starts. They got 3 formats. They got the invisible spray, the solid stick, the invisible cream, and you can use those in a variety of different ways. And Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice as well. For example, the mini body wash or the deodorant wipes, and free shipping on top of that as well. And I actually have a promo code for you guys if you guys want to get started with Mando. So if you use promo code DWCP, this is for new customers at shopmando.com. You get 20% off site-wide and free shipping as well. Again, that's code DWCP at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping as well. Let me break down both sides of the ball for the New York Giants. First of all, talking about their offense, they rank number 22 in points scored per game, number 18 in yards gained per game, number 19 passing attack, and number 14 run game. And the rookie Jackson Dart has been having a fantastic season. Okay, he's actually been a pretty solid quarterback, so I think the Giants got a good one in Jackson Dart. If you look at his stats, he has 1,175 passing yards, 10 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completion percentage of 62. So that's a little bit low, but being a rookie, that's to be expected. And he has taken 19 sacks. So the sacks are pretty high, but the Giants offensive line, is meddling at the very best. They've had some bad moments this season, and the Giants don't have a strong infrastructure around the quarterback right now, especially with the injuries they have dealt with. But Jackson Dart is doing all he can. He's also running with the football really well. He has 251 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. On some of these runs, he's reminding me of Josh Allen because he is big, he is strong, he can move, run with the football. So Dart it's going to be interesting to see how we defend against him, because a quarterback that's a dual threat, we have not really faced many dual threat quarterbacks this year. We did not have to face Lamar Jackson. We did face Tyler Huntley, who is a dual threat, and even Tyler Huntley carved us up down the field and also on the ground. And, Dart has a pretty strong deep ball. He's got that moxie. He's got that, energy to his game. So, I definitely do respect Jackson Dart, but if you look at the rest of this Giants offense, I mean, the injuries that they have suffered have really taken a toll on their offense. So the 2 key injuries obviously are the one to Malik Neighbors and the one to Cam Skattebo, who those are 2 massive parts of their offense, and both of them are no longer going to be playing football this season for the Giants. And I cannot understate how big of a break that is that the Bears don't have to face those guys, because Neighbors was one of the best receivers in football last year. Cam Skattebo has been bulldozing through people. He's been putting guys into the dirt. So their replacements have not been nearly as good. I mean, right now, Wan'Dale Robinson is their number 1. He has 540 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. So he's been really productive, but I don't view him as a number 1 on most good teams. I mean, he's doing good on this current team because they're passing the football really well. Jackson Dart is doing pretty good, but they just don't have a lot of playmakers right now in the receiver department. If you look at the running backs, Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary are averaging 3.5 yards per carry, where Skattebo is averaging 5.2 yards per carry. So the run game is taking a massive step backwards. The passing attack also has been not as good as it would have been with Malik Neighbors, I'm sure. So overall, this Giants offense does do some things well. They continue to fight. I respect Jackson Dart and what he's doing, but they just don't have the playmakers that the last team we played, the Cincinnati Bengals, had, for example, right? I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson being the number 1, going to be easier to defend against him than it would be against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I hope. But going to the Giants defense, then they rank number 28 in points allowed per game, number 29 in yards allowed per game, number 24 pass defense, number 31 run defense. And I'm really surprised the Giants defense is pretty bad this year, because on paper, they're pretty talented. If you look at their front 7 especially, they got Abdul Carter, they got Brian Burns, they got Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, our old friend Roy Robertson Harris, but it is just not came together for this Giants defense for some reason, which I really can't understand. I mean, the secondary has been playing pretty poorly. Maybe the scheme also is not good. Shane Bowen is definitely on the hot seat, but with the talent they have, they should be playing a lot better, but they simply aren't at this point in time. But one guy having a monster year is Brian Burns. He has 11 sacks on the season and 14 tackles for loss. So that's going to be a guy that could give our tackle some problems, especially Theo Benedict. He has not been really good in pass protection. He's been pretty good as a run blocker, but Theo Benedict has left a lot to be desired as a pass protector. So I'm kind of worried about if the Giants pass rush could tee off on Caleb Williams if we go into too many obvious passing situations, which is why I hope the Bears can run the football well in this matchup. But if you also look at Abdul Carter, he doesn't have too many sacks. He only has 0.5 sacks, but he does have 32 pressures, which ranks pretty highly among rookie edge rushers. So even though he's not getting home to the quarterback, he's definitely getting pressure on the quarterback. And Thibodeau is showing up here and there. Dexter Lawrence, always a monster on the inside. But as I mentioned, this Giants defense still has been sucking, even with these guys being super talented. And their run defense is among the league's worst, guys. They rank number 31 in run defense. They have not been able to be gap discipline and stop opposing running backs. So against a Bears rushing offense that is pretty elite right now, that could be a matchup for the Bears to exploit. But switching over to talking about the Chicago Bears now, talking about their offense, they rank number 6 in points scored per game, number 4 in yards gained per game, number 10 passing attack, and number 2 run game. I mean, these numbers are honestly mind-boggling. Like, I can't remember the last time the Bears had offensive numbers this good. It was probably 2018, but even in 2018, the yardage was not as good. It was the points we were scoring that was pretty good, but we got a lot of those points because of the defense being elite. Well, this year it's like the offense carrying the load in terms of yardage and point scoring. And if you look at the Bears' run game, I mean, that is turned into one of the league's best. Kyle Monangai has turned into a fantastic find by Ryan Poles. He's really succeeding in this offense right now. He had 167 yards on the ground in the last matchup, and the Bears had over 200 rushing yards against the Cincinnati Bengals. They also had strong rushing performances against the Saints, against the Commanders, against basically every team since the bye week. So a big part of this is that the Bears' run blockers are moving people in the run game. If you guys saw the last game, it's going viral on Twitter right now, but Darnell Wright absolutely buried Shamar Stewart, took him all the way down to the dirt. We had Rome Odunze laying some fantastic blocks. Basically, everybody's blocking so well in the run game. Zacchaeus, even DJ Morris giving a lot more effort. So it's all coming together right now for the Chicago Bears ground game. I mean, Ben Johnson really wanted to establish the ground game here in Chicago, and he has built a ground game right now that is like elite, which is so damn exciting if you are a Bears fan, because that was one thing Caleb never had in his rookie year, a strong run game. Now Caleb has that strong elite run game. And if you look at Caleb and how he's doing, he's been pretty up and down this year. He's had some really good moments, some bad moments, but I think it's been a lot more good than bad for the most part this season. If you look at his stat line, he has 1,916 passing yards, 12 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, completion percentage of 61.5, so that's a little lower than you want it to be, but he's only taken 14 sacks on the season. His sack rate has been cut in half from last year, which is amazing stuff. His pressure to sack ratio is super low. Like, he's doing a really good job at avoiding sacks. Even though he holds on to the football pretty long, he's still not getting sacked at the rate he was last year. He's getting rid of the football at the right times, even if he is holding on to the football long in some instances. And you know, one thing I do want to see him improve on is like his play in the middle of games, because usually in the 2-minute drills at the end of each half or like in clutch situations, Caleb has been fantastic when he doesn't have to, you know, maybe overthink. He just has to move the ball down the field. He's been super composed. His feet have been set. He's been really good fundamentally, but in the middle of games, he's not been as good, which I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, where Caleb is really good in crunch time, in clutch time, where most quarterbacks are not, but in other parts of the game, he's a little bit rocky. So I think Caleb just needs to keep on improving his fundamentals, his technique, and just be consistent throughout the course of a football game, because if he can be consistent, he's going to be one of the league's best quarterbacks, hopefully. Lastly, with the Bears offense, I do want to talk about Colston Loveland, because he could take on an increased role for the second half of the season. I'm pretty sure Cole Kmet will not play in this game. I'm recording this video before Wednesday, so I'm not sure with the injury report, but Cole Kmet went down with a concussion or concussion symptoms in the last game, so I think he'll be out for a couple weeks probably, in which case Colston Loveland is a tight end 1 on this team. And the last game, he had over 100 receiving yards. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, including the game winner. So I think if we can get Loveland more involved, I mean, that's going to be a fantastic and very exciting thing for us Chicago Bears fans, because we have been really begging for Loveland to be involved. He was a high draft pick this year. It took him a while to get integrated into this offense, but you guys see the stuff that Colston Loveland can do with the ball in his hands. He is a special talent at the tight end spot, so hopefully he can continue getting involved on the Chicago Bears offense. But talking about the Bears defense then, they ranked number 29 in points allowed per game, number 26 in yards allowed per game, number 25 pass defense, number 25 run defense. They actually made a trade yesterday. I did not make a video about this because it was not a big enough acquisition to make a video about, but they traded a 6th-round pick for Joe Tryon-Shoyinka from the Browns. They also got a 7th-round pick back, I believe, and Tryon-Shoyinka is a body. Like, I don't think he's going to really improve the pass rush that much this year. I hope I'm wrong about that, but he had 0 sacks this year. He barely played for the Browns. He had 7 tackles. So I'm definitely not expecting massive things out of him. He did have a 5-sack season a couple years ago, so maybe Dennis Allen could get something out of him. And at the very worst, he is a body, which we sorely needed to add to this pass rushing rotation because of all the injuries we have suffered. But At this point in time, I'm assuming Austin Booker is going to be starting on the opposite side of Montez Sweat. So it's going to be a very big opportunity for Austin Booker to show the league and Ryan Poles what he has in extended playing time. And lastly, with the Bears defense, I just want to talk about their secondary because they have been putrid as of late. I mean, the last game, they were allowing big time play after big time play down the field. There was plays of 30, 40, 50 plus yards consistently throughout that game. And I get it, guys. Going up against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is going to be tough to defend against them. But going up against this Giants receiving core, I would hope they can have a better performance. Even though they're severely depleted, they got to put together a better showing against this Giants offense. With all that being said, let me get to my 3 keys to Bears victory. How can the Chicago Bears win this game at home? And key number 1 is going to be to contain the quarterback run. Jackson Dart is a quarterback that can run with the football, and we let Tyler Huntley run on us a good amount in that last game against the Ravens. We cannot do that against Jackson Dart because if you allow him the space to run, he's going to get big chunk yardage. He is not scared to lower his shoulder and punish your defensive backs, your linebackers either. So you got to be able to, be disciplined this game and contain the run against Jackson Dart. Key number 2 then is going to be to pound the rock on offense. I mean, the Bears have had a very strong ground game as of late, and the Giants have a horrible run defense. So the game plan should be pretty easy. Pound the rock. I don't want the Giants pass rushers to tee off on Caleb Williams, and the best way to avoid that is by running the football really effectively. Even if DeAndre Swift does not play in this game, you have Kyle Monangai going off. You have Britton Brown, who had a pretty solid game as well, so you should be able to run the football in this matchup. And then finally, key number 3 is going to be to don't play down to the opponent's level. The Bears have done a pretty good job of this for the most part this year. I mean, they beat teams they should have beat, like the Saints, like the Cowboys, but they lost against the Ravens, although you could argue the Ravens are still a pretty solid football team with the talent they have, and we basically gave them the spark they needed. But in this game against the Giants, the Bears definitely have better talent. If you look at the Bears receiving core, we have better receivers than the Giants. We have better offensive line. Our defense definitely sucks right now. I'm not going to act like our defense is a lot better, but if you look at where these two teams are right now, the Bears should win this game on paper, especially being at home. So you got to take this matchup seriously and not play down to your opponent's level. And finally, it's time for my score prediction. Who do I have winning this matchup? And guys, I have the Chicago Bears going to Soldier Field and coming out of there with a win by a score of 31-24. I think that the Bears take care of business being at home. I do think it's going to be relatively close because I just don't trust the Bears defense, guys. Like, I don't trust this Bears defense to allow, less than 24 points at this point with how bad the secondary has been, with how bad the pass rush has been as well. And Jackson Dart's been making a lot of plays. So I think the Giants are going to be competitive and keep this game close. But I do expect the Bears to break away at the end mostly because of the run game, guys. I mean, if the Bears can run the football well in this one, maintain time of possession, keep things easy for Caleb Williams, I mean, we should be able to score a good amount of points in this game against a pretty underperforming defense. And I think 31 is going to be enough to hopefully beat this team at home. I think Caleb is going to have a pretty decent game, but I don't expect the Bears to really give him a crazy amount of passing attempts because this game does not require that. I mean, they have such a bad run defense, the Giants do. So I think Kyle Monangai is going to get a good amount of yardage in this one. I have him being the offensive MVP of this game. I think he gets 100 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. As for my defense MVP, I'm going to be going with Montez Sweat. I think Montez Sweat gets a sack against Jackson Dart and maybe a forced fumble as well. I'll predict 1 forced fumble against a rookie quarterback. But leave a comment down below, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen in this matchup? I'll be back with a post-game reaction Sunday after the game. I will actually be at a tailgate as well before this game, which if you guys want to go to that, Bears Mysterio is hosting that. I'll put the information to that tailgate on the screen right now. If you guys want to show up, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a salute to service tailgate. So if you guys want to show up, I would love to meet with you guys as well. But yeah, leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.